How do you feel about the need to be adored? Because I look at you and
do you adore me?
You got the guns out fairly routinely, right? You're not doing less press. You're not. I'm on your email list. He's doing seminars. You got a Santa Fe event coming up. I'm really getting these emails.
Are you coming to my marriage retreat?
Give me a nice number, and there's a very good chance I would show up alone. I'm kidding.
You'll meet somebody.
So how do you feel about the need to be adored? Because I find that there's a lot of scholars right now, and I know a hungry hippo when I see one.
Hungry hippo.
Because I'm a hungry hippo.
Yeah. Hungry hippos is the name of the game.
From a long line, I got hungry hippo friends, and talk to me. And do you judge yourself for it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, go.
Yeah, so this is the whole concept of the striver and the striver's curse. And this is different. This does not necessarily mean dark triad, etc.
No.
You're not a dark triad. I'm certainly not a dark triad. But there is a striverly tendency and people who are really, really, really driven. And I've studied that a lot. That's one of the things I'm most interested in is people who are, right? I'm interested in you.
I mentioned in 3 mics, like I tried to achieve my way out of depression.
I basically just set out to try to achieve a bunch of shit to give myself a surge of good feelings.
You tried to earn the love that you sought, which is very common. So that is manifest in, people will think of it as workaholism, but workaholism is a secondary pathology after success addiction, where life feels gray when you're not succeeding. And ordinarily that's pursuing...
Gray, you said.
Gray. Because that means a lack of dopamine. You get your dopamine from winning.
Mm-hmm.
And here's generally speaking the reason that it works. When your brain is most synaptically plastic is when you're a little kid. And if you're really good at something, get really good grades, you're a really good musician, you're a really good athlete, whatever it happens to be, you'll find that you get a lot of approbation and attention and affection from the adults that you care about the most only when you do something extraordinary, when you do something better than other people. Mm-hmm. That has a huge impact on a little dude or a little girl. It's just a huge impact. These are people who want to become Olympic athletes. So they do weird things like, create the Dave Chappelle show. I just pulled that one out of the hat. That's just as an arbitrary example.
And that poor guy.
and what that does is you conclude that love is earned. That love is earned. What you want is love. We are built to love, to love and be loved. This is, as creatures, that's our rocket fuel. But if you only feel because of the lessons that you got when you were a little kid that you were going to get energy and affection and attention from adults who cared about you, when you did something, you become kind of a human doing. Not a human, and that's important because love actually can't be earned. Love is a free gift, freely given. Love is a grace. If you surround yourself with people who make you earn their love, like you have a girlfriend who makes you earn her love, you have friends who are sycophantic kiss-ups who make you earn their love, they don't love you. That's actually a test of whether they love you or not, and they don't. Anybody who makes you earn their love can't love you and won't love you. And you need to get away as soon as possible.
It's never going to sound like you have to earn my love. It just sounds like, hey.
There's conditions, man. There's conditions. You have conditions on your marriage. You have conditions
or like,
on your
I love when you, I mean, again, it's all this stuff is subtle because it's like, if your wife goes, I adore you when you bring home a big check.
Right. Or if she actually clearly loves you a little bit less when you don't. That's actually the big test.
But isn't that common with women? Is like unemployment's one of the number one.
Yeah, I mean, when a man loses his job, the likelihood of divorce goes up by 35%.
Right.
When a wife loses her job, the divorce likelihood goes up by 0%, actually. Why? That doesn't mean that women are less virtuous than men. On the contrary, men will withdraw love when women don't earn it largely with fertility cues. So what you find is that the top 5 cues for a romantic relationship differ between men and women. For men, they're all fertility cues, and for women, they're all resource cues. And this goes back to evolutionary biology. It's not that this is some sexism thing. It's not that we're horrible human beings, but we are biological creatures. And so when women who don't actually love you will condition their affection on continued resource cues. And men who don't actually love their wives will condition their affection on fertility and attractiveness cues.
Which is why a lot of women get divorced after 40, I would think.
Yeah, and it's also one of the reasons that women who are very, very insecure about their relationships are getting a lot of work done and trying to look as young as possible when they're in their 50s and 60s and 70s because they don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
And that's, it's also, by the way, when their marriage does fall apart, what they're going to want to show is fertility cues, no matter how old they are. By the way, there's an old, I was giving a talk to a bunch of orthodontists. And when I have to.
Stop bragging. Go ahead.
And, when you get in front of an industry group, you got to write their opening joke. And it's got to be specific.
Steve Martin has the best version of this, by the way.
Does he?
He's like, well, I heard there's a lot of plumbers here tonight. So anyway, I don't want to pander, but when you're unscrewing and he just goes into all this jargon, but it's at an arena. And so it just gets like kind of nothing and then a huge laugh. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah. So here's the joke I wrote for the orthodontists. How do you know 18 months before your wife is going to leave you?
How?
She gets braces.
Great.
So,
did it work?
Oh, they cracked up, man, because it's true, and it's
they
funny.
Live it.
Yeah, because basically, she's preparing to show fertility cues, and that's the reason that men will start working out more, or men will actually start trying to peacock more, or men will get the red sports car because that's peacocking resource cues when they're actually going through a midlife crisis. And one of the big reasons for that is because they're married to somebody, the man or the woman is married to somebody who's conditioning love. And they have grown up as super strivers. They're hard striving individuals. And so they don't actually recognize that conditional love is actually not love at all. And they go through life, and this is the problem that they actually have. That's why success addiction is such a big problem.
The red sports car's for the wife?
The red sports car is to actually is to show usually that they're on the market, and they want to show resource cues.
Oh, got it. Okay. Because I always hear it as like,
they want it like
my husband got a red, he's having a midlife crisis.
Because he's trying to peacock for other people to show he's got resource cues for the first time at age 43.
But is it because his wife is condition her love, or is it possible their love just disintegrated?
It might have disintegrated.
Yeah.
He actually is getting ready to go on the market. That's the braces for men.
Got it.
Is the
Invisalign. If I was going to rewrite it, Invisalign.
There you go.
Was it an Invisalign group?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I can't believe I told a joke on a
blew
comedian's
it.
podcast and I blew it.
You
shouldn't go on any comedian show when you're not a comedian and actually tell jokes.
But no, I'm so arrogant. I'll happily do
social
neuroscience. Ali Wong once referred to Invisalign as tooth jail, which I still think about all the time.
Nice.
Ali Wong's very funny.
Yeah.
Guys,